Welcome, Sanhian. Today is the day. The veil is super thin. Cutting through is going to be no problem. Swords are representative of your thinking. What am I thinking about? Because it becomes true. Become the observer. Be the wishing well, not the deserver. Make a connection. See the bigger picture. Lose yourself, you're my little secret. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it, on a start? Now, I was thinking about some things. This is Zeus Global Peace Project. Thinking about some things, and happy Samhain or Halloween, whichever you want to celebrate. Today is the day of our amazing good fortune. What does that mean? Well, if I'm being constructive with my thinking, and then the law, the third law, which is action, any action that is positively charged with the movement forward of what you've been thinking about, then that becomes the reality that you live. That's interesting, isn't it? So I was thinking to myself, I said, self, what is it that has been the inhibitor of a lot of my own actions? And it's kind of like the elephant, how they train an elephant, and I've heard the story told many times, and I see it in my own life. And it's kind of like an interesting facet that most of us don't even have a clue about, and I definitely did not have a clue about any part of it. The fleas in a bottle. The flea will jump 3 feet, right? Which is pretty incredible for the size. But you can train a flea by putting it inside a jar and leaving it there for 5 minutes. And it'll jump so many times it'll hit its head, and it will now tailor its own DNA. This is as far as I'm going to jump. I like jumping, but this is it. And that is a comical thought when you think about it, because if that's true, it won't jump any further than that distance. We're seeing conditioning. And so the conditioning of a thing is the abstract thought of the thing and what it thinks about itself. And so that becomes a DNA playwright of habit, right? And it's not really DNA, but it does pick up on every aspect of DNA, because they were saying that the unfolding of the DNA has now opened up another 6 strand, and then depending on how far you've gone with it, you can actually use frequency if you wanted to actually open up your mind's gate of perception and creation. And the funny thing is, you can't create outside the vibration that you're inhabiting. You can think about it, yes, but you're going to actually illustrate the thought that you're thinking based upon how much you're thinking about it. And how you get into that state has got to be something that you know how to do, because why? You're the only one that knows. And that is a habitual now moment, because I am the only one that knows what I think about. And if I am the only one that knows, I can't bullshit myself. I can delude a moment in thinking, but I will always come to one circumstantial truth: is it's either going to be something I like or something I don't like. That is the phenomena of Why? Because there's so many different feeling variables. It's like, how do I associate my own self with it without having to walk down the path? Because the thought of the actual um, feeling is the drawer of it. I'm going to either view it, I'm going to either do it, and I'm going to either have it done to me in all the aspects of research, right? The pyramid of knowing. That's the whole key, right? It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid of knowing. Basically, you start out with a hermeneutical one, which is imagination. Your imagination is one of those sticks of reality, and then you have what will be known as mentalism, and then reality, the formation of reality. And how do we put this into a verifiable method of knowing? Well, from my understanding, this is Einstein and Edison back in the 30s. They said that thoughts were things. So now, if we actually announce that to ourselves and think, oh, the things that I'm thinking about are real and they have repercussions in this mind of a hologram that's around me based upon the thoughts that I've been thinking. What have I been thinking about, right? That's got to be the primary thing. And if I truly believe that this is a compounded reality, go to the double split effect. It says so much, and that it came down to the object of the observer. And if you want to, please do, and I highly suggest it, do not take anything I say to be gospel, because I don't know what I don't know, but I'm just telling you what I've seen to the part of now, and this is what I'm basing my stuff on. So, it's only by declaration of where I'm at. Now, this is interesting because now the thoughts that I think definitely hold a higher value than some of the things that I see around me. But I choose to alchemize those things around me, and I can do that, and I am doing that. So I'm alchemizing my very thoughts to a level of where it's going to be a representation of who I see myself to be, because it always is, right? You're always going to present yourself in the way that you see yourself, and when you see yourself truly as who you are, then there is no real, is there any debate? Who do you have to debate with when you just represent yourself? You see, and by myself, I represent myself to create the things that I want to in my reality, by my thinking about it. See, and that's got to be a really liberating and freeing statement. And well, you say, well, what about this and what about that? Because I've always been taught that I'm really the victim of circumstance. And that is an interesting concept when you consider it. I'm going to change something right here. See what you guys think. See what you think. Where is this? Here we go. Does this look better? Does this look more professional? Being a pro at this, right? Today is the day. Right, so when you consider the moment and the value of the moment, now how do I feel when I'm in it? That's kind of what do you think about the light? There's different settings and stuff on it. I bought this a while back ago, but I've never really incorporated these are relative. I'm sharing with you truth. Your brain. I'm getting better, and better, and my focus had been distracted on things outside of me, and it sometimes is. I mean, sometimes I do look to create things outside of me that make me feel good, and that's why I think about things that make me feel good. That's an interesting concept there, and when you actually consider how Buddha had stated that when I change the way I see the world I see changes. And I refracted that kind of a little thing when I see, and this is a choice of viewing. And if I'm allowing portals inside my reality, such as the TV, the radio, news, if I've got those portals, friend, the reality you live in is your own bubble, and it's always been that. Now, so by incorporating other people's bubble by way of learning and then filtering through bullshit that people use, fear mongering and stuff like that, in order to incorporate purchasing techniques. And you know what? Right now, in those areas, the impoverished areas that they're causing a lot of fucking ruckus and stuff like that, and I know the people that live there, 99% of them are not the ones that are doing it, but the other people that have been placed there in order to retard the value of that area so somebody else can buy it at a cheaper rate, and then when they get the ability to, they will raise that fucking rate because buy the whole neighborhood. You see, and that is an ugly sight, and I don't want to ever see that again. Right? No life has no inherent value that it can be exchanged for anything, whether it be Jesus or whatever. The reality is the life that I live is the only life that I can actually portray my peace into, is by being the peace that I am. See, this is the things about where the Global Peace Project and what we're trying to, what we're doing is incorporating the 24-hour day living into a lifestyle, right? And how does that lifestyle look? And it's got to, in my own opinion, and please feel free to share. I really am open to what other people have to say, and I'm learning more and more every day. But I'm thinking that every day that I live, I've just got to strive to be a little bit better than what I was the day before, which can be done right now, right? And so to be the highest version of myself, I just have to see it and then feel it. And that is, I'm so grateful for the universe. I have been so blessed. It's helped me up to this point where, I've seen a lot of people and they've gone through some stuff, and I've walked through those areas, and I chose to walk in a direction that I wished to go. That it just seemed like the right path. And then from there I made a declaration of what I wanted, and it has been fulfilled to the letter T, and abundantly so. And it's been giving me ideas. I've been learning about things and myself mostly, and I've had the actual ability to learn about me and how my interface into this reality is. And I feel that my interface into this reality is by just being the highest version of myself wherever I'm at, financially or whatever it may be, because it will change overnight. I know it will because I know. Because that's just the way the law works. And I appreciate everybody that chooses to offer, number one, maybe a membership to the Global Peace Project. I'd like to put together a corporate body where we have people that we can track everything, right? So like my ex-wife, she was absolutely phenomenal. She'd do anything on the computer. But the stuff that she didn't know about, she could always outsource it, right? And that was the truth to it, and that was the beauty to it. She didn't have to know all of it. She would just outsource what it was in order to incorporate a difference right there. Whereas I've seen in many cases where someone won't incorporate because, of course, they've got to know, and they're the only one that knows how to do it. How much peace do you feel in the moment? Then that peace that I feel in the moment is truly going to be the decider of what direction I choose to go in any way. You know, I'm so grateful for my friend Kai that's out there. I would like to put a link on to Kai. She actually has a very interesting way of seeing things. In some ways, it gives me a blessing and a knowledge of things that I've already gone through, and I see what she's going through, and I understand where I went through, and then some of my decisions weren't the very best, and most of them were always because I thought that was the direction I should go. And that is interesting, I think, right? And so I really had to farm out in my own mind, and you can do that. You can actually create people and things inside your mind and have a meeting with them. Now, this is an interesting thing, and it's basically something that is new, but it's stuff that I've read. That if you get a biography of a person, just a biography, you just read that. And what happened is you can create that version of that person somewhat, because it's a different thought process altogether, but it's a different experience. And you're seeing the experience and how you would think about it, and you create another version of you based upon that thing. So it's really coming down to, what is it that I would like to have in my psyche, in my meeting hall, the words and the voices that I have inside my head. Who am I going to stock in there? Because there is always a different voice. And that much right there really gives me the peace of knowing that I can program a voice in there for myself and somewhat for everybody else, because the very peace that a person has within themselves is eventual vibrational peace that happens outside of them, right? So now we're going to look at how this ties in law-wise, because you've got as above, so below, as within, so without. So how does this all tie itself in there? And think about the things that I was telling you right there, and like with the elephant, and we're going to jump into the elephant again. A lot of people say I jump around a lot in what I'm saying, and you may agree, but in consideration, I would like to more incorporate a thought process that leads to a feeling, and a thought process of understanding, right? Because let's remove the word understanding, because my understanding of understanding was that you are in full compliance of it, but a lot of things that I've heard would say that it's actually something you're under it, like legal terms, and it puts you under the compliance of it, right? Let's put into an understanding of a thinking process, and that would be the consideration of like reading a biography is a thinking process. That's consideration of thoughts. As the elephant is taught when it's very young, it's tied up to a heavy, heavy concrete block. Heavy chain, heavy concrete block cannot be moved by this thing. It pulls and it pulls and it pulls and it pulls. It'll bring you some food and stuff like that. It'll pull and it'll pull and it'll pull. It'll stop and it'll pull and it'll pull. I don't know exactly how many weeks offhand. I'm thinking like 2 weeks or something like that. feeding me, bathing me, you know, these guys are pretty cool. And so that's how you got a fierce determination for one direction, and then you've got this blockage of, okay, we'll take care of you, you can't go anywhere, you know, and it builds a bond between the owners and also the elephant for life, you know, and that's why most of the times you just basically put a spike in the ground, and it just feels little resistance from the movement it wants to go, and so that's the point, right? So now we're in a dimension of thinking, okay? So as I've noticed things in myself that have been restricted by my thinking of it, and stating I can, you know, what's the point? And let that be broken today. And see, in the epigenetic world, this is just absolute amazing information that just is mind-riveting, that we're nothing but a construct of atoms in cells that shoot off your body at the rate of 200 million a day, right, that have these atoms that are perpetuated from in on the thoughts that you've been thinking. What does everything else mean when that's the truth of the reality that I live in, you know? I don't know. It should be instant. Once you figure that out, and it's like, okay, let's go straight into it and breathe in. So now, in the realization that you're 700 trillion volts of electricity that's unfolding into the field, what is my projection? Who am I? But the thoughts that I think and the reality that I inhabit. Because that is a substance of my thinking. How can I contribute to society more than being at peace with everybody and everything and striving to do the very best that I can? That's all I can do. And truthfully, I don't think that there's any condition that could actually put me into a place where I would not consider myself striving to make things better for other people at the forgetting of what's best for me. And if somebody enters into my field, they are a soulmate of sort, because we are each other's creation, versions of such, right? Based upon whatever speculative knowledge and also a past history of associations, right? And so when we enter into this mindset, then that mindset now is a dictator of the reality that we live. So what type of mindset have I been creating for me in a world of nothing but peace? Because if there is nothing but peace, then all the other stuff is fake, right? And all it needs is two people to agree. I mean, all I need is two people to agree, just two, you and me, that there's nothing but peace, and strive just to be the highest version of yourself too. And you too is part of the Global Peace Project. You know? part of the Global Peace Project. And just by being the highest version of yourself, you can be that which you want, right? That which I want to be. It's a lot. But, happy Halloween! And today is the day of my amazing good fortune. Let it be true that peace on earth and love be the prevailing energy that filters through everything that you do, and that peace would be better and better and better every day, and that the love that you put out would be the highest level, and that your dreams would all come true, because that which you give is what you always receive. And I just wanted to thank everybody that's actually given to the Global Peace Project in whatever way. I honor you and I love you because you're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's follow our friends. Let's be the highest version of ourselves. Let's be a highest version for our cities, our families. Our families are going to create great cities, and our great cities will create great states. And those states, when they come together, truly, this is the whole honor of America, is when they truly come together with a vision of love and peace for all people, it shall happen. We have global dominance if we can control our thinking, because thoughts are things. You want to have global domination? Let's control our thoughts. Let's change the world. Let's put together 4,000 people, right, with a thought process that's right in line. And we can do some lives. Who wants to do some lives? Let's make this happen. Because, if thoughts are things and we can put it all into agreement and take control over ourselves, and then all we have to do is just agree. Right? It's just one thing we have to change. Everything. Just being that which we want, which shouldn't be too hard, you would think, right? Anyway, thank you again, and remember, every day and every way, I get better and better and better, and so do you. Today is the day of your amazing good fortune, and every day and every way it's better, better, and better. Remember, Cash App, Global Peace Project, and then you got Global Peace Project for PayPal. Cash App was the money sign, Global Peace Project. Thank you guys, and have the most amazing day.